16. Record enrichment, using complex reference data. CDR, call detail record, enrichment involves enhancing raw call data with additional information to make it more valuable for analysis. Complex reference data can significantly improve the quality and utility of this enriched data. Here's a breakdown of how you might approach CDR record enrichment using complex reference data. Understanding CDR records. CDRs are records created by telecom systems that detail individual telephone calls or other communications. Typical fields in a CDR include call start time, call end time, duration, caller ID, receiver ID, call type, example, voice, SMS, data. Identify enhancement, determine what additional information or context would be valuable. This might include geographic location, e.g. country, city. Subscriber details, e.g. demographic info. Service usage patterns. Network quality metrics. Financial information, e.g. cost of the call. Collect complex reference data. Reference data can come from various sources, such as geolocation data, maps and databases linking phone numbers to geographic locations. Subscriber data, CRM databases containing user demographics and service preferences. Network data, information about network performance and infrastructure. Business rules, rules for calculating call costs, identifying fraud, or determining service tiers. Integrate and map reference data, data mapping, align the reference data with CDR fields. For example, map phone numbers to geographic locations. Data transformation, convert reference data into a format that can be merged with CDRs. Enrich CDRs, combine CDRs with reference data through various methods, batch processing, join CDRs with reference data in large batches, often using ETL, extract, transform, load, tools. Real-time processing. For live data, use real-time data streaming platforms to enrich records as they are generated. Utilize enriched data. With enriched CDR data, you can perform a range of analyses, behavioral analytics, analyze calling patterns and trends. Revenue management. Assess the financial impact of calls based on enriched data. Fraud detection. Identify unusual patterns that may indicate fraudulent activity. Customer segmentation. Use demographic and geographic data to better understand. 17. Error messaging and alarms. It sounds like you're dealing with error messaging and alarms related to a CDR, call detail record, system or some other technical system. CDRs are used to record and track call information in telecommunications, but error messaging and alarms can apply to various systems. Error messaging. Error messages are notifications that indicate something went wrong in the system. They provide information about the issue, which can help in troubleshooting. Types of error messages: syntax errors, issues with the format of the data or commands. Runtime errors, problems that occur during the execution of a process, such as division by zero. Logical errors, incorrect results due to a flaw in the algorithm or logic. Alarms. Alarms are notifications that indicate a system has detected a condition that requires immediate attention, such as a threshold breach or hardware failure. Types of alarms. Threshold alarms, triggered when certain predefined limits are exceeded, e.g. high CPU usage. Failure alarms, indicate a failure in hardware or software components. Performance alarms, alert when performance metrics deviate from expected ranges. Handling errors and alarms, identify the issue, use the error message or alarm to pinpoint the problem area. Consult documentation, refer to system documentation for guidance on the error or alarm. Check logs, review system logs to gather more details about the issue. Replicate the problem, if possible, try to reproduce the issue to better understand its cause. Implement a solution, based on your findings, apply a fix or workaround. Test and verify, ensure that the solution resolves the issue and that no new problems arise. Document the resolution, record the issue and resolution for future reference. 18. Reconciliation. It involves the process of matching and verifying call detail records, CDRs, to ensure accuracy and consistency. CDRs are logs generated by telecommunication systems that record details about telephone calls or other communications services, such as call duration, timestamps, and costs. Data collection gathers CDRs from different sources, such as switches, billing systems, and network management systems. These records should include information from both the service provider and the billing systems. Data extraction extract relevant data from the collected CDRs. This might involve parsing the records to pull out key fields like call start and end times, call duration, and call costs. Data normalization standardize the format of the CDRs from different sources to ensure they can be accurately compared. This may involve converting timestamps to a common time zone, standardizing currency formats, or normalizing data fields. Reconciliation process compare CDRs from different sources to identify discrepancies. This involves matching records based on unique identifiers like call reference numbers or account IDs. Look for mismatches in call details, billing amounts, or other key fields. Error analysis investigate any discrepancies found during reconciliation. Errors might be due to data entry issues, system glitches, or differences in data recording methods. Correction and adjustment make necessary adjustments to the records to correct any identified errors. This might involve updating billing amounts, correcting data entries, or resolving system issues. Reporting generate reports summarizing the reconciliation process, including any discrepancies found and how they were resolved. These reports are important for audit purposes and for ensuring transparency in billing practices. Validation and verification. After corrections are made, revalidate the reconciled data to ensure accuracy. This step helps confirm that the issues have been properly addressed. Continuous improvement. Use insights from the reconciliation process to improve data collection and handling practices, reduce the frequency of discrepancies, and enhance overall data accuracy. 19. Reference data configuration, carrier codes, identifiers used to distinguish between different carriers or network operators. This includes country codes, network codes, and operator codes. Service codes, codes that identify different types of services, such as voice, SMS, or data services. Each service type may have different billing rates. Tariff plans, details of the pricing structure for various services. This includes rates for domestic and international calls, roaming charges, and any special rates or discounts. Numbering plans, information about how phone numbers are structured, including country codes, area codes, and number ranges. Time zones, time zone information for accurately recording and interpreting call start and end times. Data sources and integration. Data sources identify where reference data will come from, such as internal databases, external regulatory bodies, or industry standards. Integration ensure that reference data is integrated into your CDR processing systems. This might involve importing data into a database, setting up APIs for real-time data retrieval, or configuring data feeds. Configuration process. Data mapping map reference data fields to CDR fields. For example, map carrier codes in the reference data to those in the CDR's data import, load reference data into the system. This might involve setting up automated data import processes to keep reference data up to date. Validation verify that the reference data is accurate and complete. This may include cross-referencing with known data sources and validating against sample CDRs. Testing and verification. Test scenarios run test scenarios using the configured reference data to ensure that CDRs are interpreted and processed correctly. Error handling set up procedures for handling errors or discrepancies that arise from reference data issues. This includes logging errors and implementing corrective actions. Documentation and maintenance. Documentation maintain detailed documentation of the reference data configuration process, including data sources, mapping rules, and update procedures. Maintenance establish a process for ongoing maintenance of reference data, including regular audits and updates to ensure continued accuracy and relevance. Reporting and analytics. Reporting generate reports based on the configured reference data to analyze billing accuracy, service usage, and other key metrics. Analytics, use reference data for deeper analysis, such as identifying trends in service usage or understanding the impact of tariff changes. Compliance. Regulatory compliance, ensure that your reference data configuration complies with industry regulations and standards, such as those set by telecommunications authorities or financial auditors. Proper configuration of CDR reference data is essential for accurate billing, efficient operations, and compliance with regulatory requirements. If you need specific guidance or have particular challenges with CDR reference data configuration. 20. Provisioning services for the subscription. Provisioning in this context means setting up and configuring the services that handle CDRs for specific subscriptions. This could include data collection, ensuring that all call data is accurately captured and logged for the subscriber. Storage and retrieval, setting up databases where CDRs are stored and can be retrieved as needed. Processing and billing, configuring systems that use CDR data for billing purposes, ensuring that subscribers are charged correctly based on their usage. Reporting and analytics, enabling systems that generate reports or analytics based on the CDRs for monitoring and optimizing services. 20. Provisioning services for the subscription. Provisioning in this context means setting up and configuring the services that handle CDRs for specific subscriptions. This could include data collection, ensuring that all call data is accurately captured and logged for the subscriber. Storage and retrieval, setting up databases where CDRs are stored and can be retrieved as needed. Processing and billing, configuring systems that use CDR data for billing purposes, ensuring that subscribers are charged correctly based on their usage. Reporting and analytics, enabling systems that generate reports or analytics based on the CDRs for monitoring and optimizing services. Customer data record provisioning for subscriptions, customer data record overview. This refers to records that include personal information about customers, such as contact details, preferences, and subscription status. Account setup, creating and configuring customer accounts in the system when they subscribe to a service. Account setup, creating and configuring customer accounts in the system when they subscribe to a service. Data management, ensuring that customer data is stored securely and is easily accessible for service management. Service personalization, configuring systems to use customer data to tailor services and offers to the subscriber. Compliance and privacy, ensuring that customer data is managed in compliance with data protection regulations, e.g. GDPR, CCPA. Subscription management, subscription activation, setting up the subscriber service upon activation. Service upgrades/downgrades, managing changes to the subscription plan, ensuring that the correct services are provisioned. Renewals and cancellations, handling renewals, ensuring that services continue without interruption, or managing cancellations and the deprovisioning of services. CDR decoding and CDR encoding refer to processes involved in translating call detail records, CDRs, between different formats or representations. CDR decoding involves converting CDR data from a specific encoded format or structure into a readable and usable form. This process typically includes reading encoded data, interpreting the binary or encoded data based on its format, example, ASN.1, binary blobs. Converting to readable format, transforming the data into a human-readable or system-compatible format, example, converting binary data to text or JSON. Extracting information, parsing and extracting relevant information such as timestamps, call durations, and participant details from the encoded data. 22. Sorting, where CDRs need to be organized based on certain criteria for efficient processing, analysis, and reporting. Sorting CDRs can help in optimizing billing processes, identifying trends, managing network resources, and more. Common criteria for CDR sorting. Timestamp/date, sorting CDRs by the time and date of the call or communication session is one of the most common approaches. This helps in chronological analysis, trend identification, and time-based billing. Caller ID/subscriber number, sorting by caller ID or subscriber number is useful for analyzing the behavior of individual users, generating customer-specific reports, and detecting fraudulent activities. Caller ID/subscriber number, sorting by caller ID or subscriber number is useful for analyzing the behavior of individual users, generating customer-specific reports, and detecting fraudulent activities. Call duration, sorting by the duration of calls can help identify long-duration calls, which might be subject to different billing rates or might indicate specific user behavior. Call type, e.g. voice, SMS, data, sorting by the type of call or communication session allows for more granular analysis, such as separating voice calls from SMS or data sessions. Destination number/area code, sorting by destination number or area code is useful for geographical analysis, determining regional call patterns, and applying location-based billing rates. Billing information, sorting by billing details, such as cost or rate plan, is essential for generating accurate bills and reports. 23. Validation, CDR, call detail record. Validation is a crucial process to ensure the accuracy and integrity of the data. Steps in CDR validation: format validation, check field types, ensure that each field in the CDR adheres to the expected data type, example, date, numeric, string. Field length, verify that fields like phone numbers or IDs have the correct number of digits/characters. Timestamp validation, ensure that the timestamp field contains valid date and time values. Range validation, duration, check that the call duration is within a reasonable range, example, not negative or excessively long. Cost, validate that the cost of the call is within an acceptable range based on the call type and duration. Consistency validation, cross-field validation, ensure that related fields are consistent, example, the start time and end time should align with the duration. Call type matching, verify that the call type matches the associated data, example, a voice call should have a duration, while an SMS should not. Caller and receiver validation, check that the caller and receiver fields do not contain identical values unless it's a specific case like a voicemail. Uniqueness validation. Duplicate records, identify and remove any duplicate CDRs, unique identifiers, ensure that each record has a unique identifier if required, example, call Idaho. Business rule validation. Tariff plan checks, ensure that the charges align with the correct tariff plans. Call routing validation, verify that the call routing information is correct and matches the network configuration. Error handling and logging. Error identification, log any errors or discrepancies found during validation for further analysis. Error correction, implement processes to correct or flag erroneous records. CDR validation in real-time systems. In systems where CDRs are processed in real time, validation is often built into the data processing pipeline. This ensures that erroneous data is caught and corrected or flagged immediately, minimizing the risk of billing errors or incorrect analytics. 24. Header and trailer generation, CDR, call detail record. Headers and trailers are crucial components in telecommunications, providing a structured format for call records. They are typically used to wrap a collection of CDRs for processing or transmission. The header contains metadata or control information, and the trailer marks the end of the data set and often includes summary information or checksums. CDR header. The CDR header usually includes file identifier, a unique identifier for the CDR file. Creation date, time, the date and time when the file was created. File version, the version of the CDR format. Originating system/node ID, identifies the system or node where the CDR was generated. Record count, the number of CDRs included in the file. Additional metadata, this might include data such as the format type, encryption status, or any special processing instructions. Below is the example CDR header fields and description. CDR trailer. The CDR trailer typically includes file identifier, this should match the identifier in the header. Record count, number of CDRs processed, this should match the count in the header. Checksum/digest, a checksum or hash to ensure data integrity. Processing status, indicates if the file was processed successfully or if there were errors. Example CDR trailer fields and description. Mediation systems support all these functionalities. Note, We just give an outline for these activities. With this you understand before sending CDRs to rating engine, pipeline, these activities will be handled based on business requirement. Mediation systems are used only on big-scale organizations where bulk data comes into business and having different services. We can also achieve these activities using pipeline custom modules. In small-scale organizations with small data flow, please consider these as pipeline prerequisites. Batch rating. From next session, we will see actual pipeline manager architecture. Note: in a detailed explanation on mediation system activities and products available in Oracle, please contact KVC Technologies.